So, good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you. Your time zone may be different, but it's morning here where this body is. So, I don't have to tell you that actually the last few years have been challenging for most of us. So many things that we took for granted are no longer the way they used to be. And so many things are happening that can be very upsetting, very um, difficult to deal with. And all of that is just what's apparently happening. Life is unfolding, and it doesn't always unfold the way we want it to. And if we allow ourselves to just be that which we are without fighting life, then life can be a lot more fun. Plus, it's very helpful to let go of whatever it is we're carrying around about what we believe is the past. The more we let go of the past and the less we cling to what we want in the future, the more there is just what's apparently happening. And this that's apparently happening is happening whether we do that or not. But there's a sense of ease, a sense of openness, a sense of flow, a sense almost of celebration or in loveness that is already right here, covered over often by what we believe, what we think, what we feel, what we want. And none of that is right or wrong. None of that has to change or be gotten rid of. But releasing is an amazing tool to help us to let go and just simply be what already is. So rather than me talk about it, let's just jump in and do a nice long release to just help bring 2022 to an end and begin 2023. And by the way, this release I'm about to do will be appropriate to listen to at any time. But that's just the context for when it's actually being done. So in this moment, could you just simply pause or stop and notice what is? And or just simply be what you are. What if in this moment there is just what's apparently happening? And that is already wholeness. That is already freedom. That is already enough, exactly as it is. Could you be open at least to that as a possibility? And then could you allow yourself to review the recent past and check to see if there's anything about what was that you're still wanting it to be different than the way it was? Anything you're wanting to change? And if so, could you just simply welcome that, allow it, be present with it? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to change it? Could you just set that free? Would you? When? And then could you just notice that that is just what apparently happened? It's not right or wrong or good or bad. It's just what's appearing. And again, could you allow yourself to focus on that same thing or anything else from the recent past that you're wanting to change? You wish were different. Maybe you wish you did something differently or someone else did. Maybe you wish something did or didn't happen. Yet that wishing for things to be different than the way they were just causes stress or tension or anxiety or contraction now. And could you just welcome whatever stirs up inside, whatever comes up? And as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to fix or change or control that? Would you? When? And again, could you allow yourself to focus on that same thing or anything else that you've been wanting to fix or change or control? And is that just simply allowed or welcomed? Is even the wanting to fix or change or control just what's apparently happening? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let that go? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you just notice that this, whatever's, whatever's apparently happening, is just apparently happening, including any wanting to fix or change or control it. And noticing that whatever is happening is just what's happening, something can let go inside. Something opens and relaxes. And then check to see if you have any regrets about the past. And if you do, could you just simply welcome them? Let them be here. Allow them. I know that's counterintuitive. When we regret something, we try to deny it or change it or get rid of it or try to figure out how you could have done it better or differently. But all of that activity is all just sponsored by the feeling of regret. So could you just simply welcome that feeling? Could you just let it be here? Is it welcomed? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of the feeling of regret? It's not really doing you any good anyway. So could you just set it free? Let it go. Allow it to unravel. Would you? When? And then check to see if there's anything else about this past year that's still pulling at you in any way. And if there is, could you just welcome or allow it? Be present with it. Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let that go? Just could you? Would you? When? And could you just be and be and be? And then check to see if you're anticipating causing trouble for yourself sometime in the future. We often, if we've had a particular problem in the past, we assume that we're going to have that problem again. And we usually get to be right. So check to see how you're planning to cause trouble for yourself in the future, how you're planning to suffer, how you're planning for things to go wrong in your own life or in the world. And could you just welcome that, allow that, be present with that? And then could you welcome any wanting to do anything with or about that? Any wanting to fix it or change it or control it? Is that welcomed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then check to see if there's any sense that any of that is owned by you, is personal, is about you or who you are. And if so, could you just simply welcome it, allow it, be present with it? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to anticipate trouble for yourself or anyone else or the world? Could you just let go of that expectation as best you can? Would you? When? And then could you be open at least to the possibility that all is well, even when it doesn't appear that way, and everything is unfolding as it is? And could you allow yourself to focus on that same thing or anything else that you're planning to have a problem with in the future? Something you might think or do or not think or do, something someone else may think or do or not think or do, something with politics, something with the environment, something with the amount of money you have in the bank, something with your body. It doesn't matter. We generally look to the future with trepidation, assuming there are going to be problems. Even when we have positive goals, when we think of them, we generally think about how it all might not happen or could go wrong. And could you welcome whatever that brings to mind? Could you just allow it, be present with it? Allow it to be here. Is it welcomed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then check to see if there's any wanting to fix it, change it, control it, understand it, do anything with or about it. When we're imagining problems in the future, we're also imagining us struggling to solve them or wanting to. So could you just welcome or allow that or be present with it? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then whenever there's an apparent problem, it's always for an apparent person, you. There's a sense of it's about you. So could you just welcome that, allow that, be present with that? Is it welcomed? Is that too what's apparently happening? And then as best you can, just for now, could you just simply let go of wanting to cause trouble for yourself? Could you let go of wanting to anticipate future problems? Would you? When? And could you be open at least to the possibility that the future is bright and shining without you needing to control it or do anything with or about it? And let's do that again. Could you just simply allow yourself to think of some way that you're anticipating trouble in the future, some way you're planning to suffer, some way you're planning to struggle? And you might say, I'm not planning to, but that's the same thing. It's still something that's being held in mind. And again, it's not right or wrong or good or bad. It's just helpful to notice it and set it free. So could you just welcome that problem that you're planning to have, or that event that you're sure will happen that won't be good? Could you just welcome it, allow it, be present with it? And then could you welcome any wanting to prevent it or control it or understand it or fix it or stop it or do anything at all with or about it? Could you just allow that? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And could you welcome as well any sense that any of that is personal about you or who you are? Could you just allow that? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to have that thing happen in the imagined future? Could you let go of wanting to cause trouble for yourself? And could you be open at least to the possibility that whatever is apparently happening is just what's apparently happening? And could you be open to at least to the possibility that the world, including your body mind, is always taking care of itself. It's all just merely what's unfolding. And that has a harmony to it that we often don't feel or see. There is already unconditional love and beauty. It's just we miss it when we focus on the past and the future and what needs to change. So in this moment, could you just rest as all? What if this is already truly freedom itself, just as it is? Okay, good. Thank you. I highly recommend that you listen to this a few times. Each time you do, you'll get more out of it. And the work that we just did together is just a little taste of the type of things that we do on our retreats. We're having a retreat starting in just a couple of weeks to bring in the new year. And our retreats are our most powerful courses. They'll help you to have whatever it is that you want in your life, and they'll help you to see beyond that sense of limitation that's always here, even when things appear to be going well, that sense of separation. You can discover, or it can be recognized, that there is already this beauty and love that I've been alluding to. And so I highly encourage you to join me on the next retreat. You'll be glad you did. And it will transform everything about living. So thank you for watching. Until next time. Oh, and Happy New Year. And happy holidays. Bye, everybody.